All right, looks like we got people coming in and we are going live on Facebook. Doo-doo. Okay, we're live on Facebook. We got people coming in here, so I'll go ahead and kick us off and then I'll let you dive in and start teaching us all the stuff about QR codes. So, what's up, everybody? Grant Wise here. Welcome to Growth Hacks. I'm excited for a training that we've got kicked off for you here today. You've got the one and only Mrs. Kendall Bonner, who is just the most wonderful person in the world, who's agreed to stop by and teach us all a little hack about how to use QR codes in your business. So I know this is a newer training for people that maybe are tuning into this. This will be about a 20 or 30-minute segment. This won't be very long. I know it will be very rich with content. And one of the things that we're doing with the Growth Hacks trainings is they're highly tactical, which obviously, as we're only talking about QR codes today, you can definitely see that we want to go really, really, really deep into the tactic here to give you all the best hacks that you could use to grow your real estate business. So I'm going to turn it over to Kendall. Kendall, thank you so much for being here. It's the stage is yours.
All right. Well, thank you, Grant. And thank you to the audience. Super honored to be here and to be invited. And, it was funny when Grant messaged me and was like, "Hey, Kendall, I'd like to have you on my growth hack show." I was like, call me. I was like, "What do you mean? What are you looking for?" And I actually do this with anyone that asks me to speak. I want to make sure expectations are being met. But he's like, "I want you to pick one thing and give us some tactical, practical uses." And if anybody knows me in any of my trainings, I love stuff that you can walk out of a training with me and go implement in your business right away, and that you can actually take something from the training. So I'm honored and grateful for the opportunity to share, and let's get into this content. So I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully with the beauty and magic of Zoom, you can see my screen. All right. So today we are going to talk about my top QR code tips, tricks, use cases, a lot of the ways that I'm using it, some of the ways I've seen it used by others that I think is pretty practical. And then, of course, just some background on using QR codes. So one of the things I want to say is I hope that you are prepared to take notes. Right? I hope you type fast. I hope you write fast because we only have just a few minutes to get into this content. But again, thank you, Grant, for inviting me to share what I have learned about QR codes. Now, let's talk about QR code basics, right? So first you have two types of QR codes that you can generate. You have static QR codes and you have what we call dynamic QR codes. Most people will probably use dynamic codes the most. And the reason why is because they can be edited even after printed. This means you can, change both the function and the content of that dynamic QR code at any time and as often as you like, right? And they often come with a short URL that you can leverage, whereas static QR codes, they don't have the short URL. They're typically permanent. Like once you point it somewhere, that is where it will always go. Whereas, like I said, dynamic codes, you can turn them off, you can turn them on, you can change them, you can switch them out, right? Where do these codes go? Well, and what I'm going to share with you is based on the QR code generator that I leverage, and I will give you that information as well. Don't worry. So static QR codes, what makes those kind of unique and why I bring them up is that they're the ones that you use for SMS texting. You can get messages or deliver messages. You can also use them for emails and display messages and Wi-Fi connections, things like that. Whereas, dynamic codes, they can also point to website links, like pretty much anywhere you want, V cards, PDFs, social media, images, any apps, actually, videos, MP3s, right? Events. You can also have them go to reviews and ratings. So it can go a ton of places. So I love using both types of codes, and we're going to talk about some use cases and why you might use one versus the other. So let's talk about what a QR code can do. So here's an example. Now you will know pretty much all of my QR codes that you're going to see today are live QR codes. So feel free to scan them and see where they go, where they take you, right? So here's an example of a QR code, and I want to point out a couple of things. I can brand my QR codes, so I can put logos or words and phrases inside, or images, I should say, inside of the QR code. I can also design them by changing the print color and adding frames, and you'll see some of the various frames I use throughout. This particular one doesn't have a unique frame, but others will that you will see. And then also I can track my QR codes, right? So I can track scans and clicks on those QR codes, especially because I can swap out those links, which is also great. But I would say for when you're swapping out links and stuff, I would use this for certain types of QR code use, which, like I said, we'll get into in just a second. And another cool thing, you can white label your QR codes. And so what that means is you can add and change your short URL code and have a qr.yourdomain.com. And you can also add, so this one that you see on here, refer KBT, that's actually not a full white label, but that is just a URL shortener. So as you can see, this particular QR code, I believe it links out to my referral page. So if you guys are real estate agents across the country and you want to send a referral to the Kendall Bonner team in Tampa, Florida, you can use this link and use this web page. So go ahead and save it. And I'd love to hear from you. And of course, take care of your VIP referrals. The QR code company that I use is called a QR code generator powered by Bitly, right? So here's pricing and what they look like for pricing. They're a European company. I think they're out of Germany. But if you scan this QR code, I will send you a link to their webpage so that you can get into it. Don't worry, this is not an affiliate link or anything like that. This will just take you to their page. They do offer a 14-day free trial, and they have, like most companies now, a starter plan, a pro, and an enterprise or advanced, right? So those are what the prices look like. So not super expensive, and and you can try it for free, which I always love. Next, I want to talk to you about this is where we're going to get into my 7 use cases. Now, what I'm going to share with you on each use case, I'm going to do my best to tell you where you can put your codes, how you can use those codes, and like why this is such a huge opportunity. And so let's get into this. And I should probably slow down. I feel like I'm talking really fast. Sorry, guys. First place is business cards. Now, I've been using QR codes on my business cards for my team pretty much since the beginning of my team. And, I think, one of the reasons why this is a good place to use them is because your contact information, sometimes it evolves, right? And not only that, when you're sending out your V card, typically, your business card can only fit your name, maybe phone number, email, hopefully your website, maybe an address, right? But if you use a QR code, you can give them all that information as well as links out to your social media profiles. You can add a photo on here. And again, how many times do we need to update our photos? We try to update ours once or twice a year. So updating your photo, you can actually put a short message. Maybe it's your mission, your vision, your beliefs, your tagline, whatever that is. You can throw that in this information. You can put directions. You can also link out to your link tree, which is what I do with a lot of my QR codes. And of course, you can have multiple links to multiple places, which is way more than you could ever get on a physical card. So, and then also, like I said, as things change, you can update them online without ever printing new cards. Besides, I always like to tell people, if I never make it into your phone, my card is worthless anyway. So that's one of the powerful things about a V card, is that it forces people to put your contact information into your card right away. I mean, that is the only way we're going to get business anyhow. So I find this to be way more effective than just handing someone a traditional business card with our printed information on it. The next one is yard signs. So I've been using QR codes on my yard signs since I started my team. And with my previous brand, in fact, I didn't even have a photo of our team on there at the time, or my own photo. It was just a QR code, the for sale sign, the phone number, website, etc. Right. So one of the things that I've learned about this is like, how you can leverage QR codes on your yard signs. So number one of the things you can do is lead capture, right? By using an SMS or email QR code. You can also send them to a registration page where they can fill out a contact me, or you can have them go to a page to say like, hey, I want to schedule a showing. You can also just have it link out, which is what I did for years, which is why it has the 1 in the middle, right? So I have like, let's just say 20, 40 yard signs, and they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we point that QR code to a single page website for that property on our website. So that allows people to get that information. They can schedule a showing from there. They can also do, look for other properties, because we just want to get people on our website registering and connecting to us, right? So you can also, though, you don't have to do it the way I do it. You can also ultimately send them to a video tour of the home, because you can link out to MP3s. You can do, like I said, the single page website, a registration page, and then of course you can have it send an email. Now, one of the things I would say, you might be asking, well, Kendall, my yard sign goes up and comes down, right? Well, that's, like I said, why I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because as a website goes up, we go in, we use dynamic links for this. You cannot use a static link for these because you want to be able to reuse your yard signs over and over again, right? So you use a dynamic link, and when it's placed at 123 Smith Street, you will then go find that on your website or wherever you want to point the customer. And then you can have that point to that property. Now, what you also could do if you wanted to use a static QR code and have that go to doing SMS text or email, then I would have it go to a link to your registration page or something like that. So because that is an unchanging page, right? Because remember, static codes, you can't go back in and rechange the links, but you can only do that with the dynamic code. And unfortunately, my company that I leverage does not do email or SMS to dynamic codes, only static codes. Number 3, we have stickers, right? So we leverage stickers on our team, and we use a company called Sticker Mule. That's why I put the logo on there. So if you're like, where are you buying these stickers at, Kendall? Well, and we use these stickers for a number of reasons. Number 1, you can correct misinformation or incorrect information on print materials with the sticker, right? So nice little cover up. You can also direct attention to a website or registration page. You can also direct people to images, links, sites, and more. We put our stickers on a lot of our printed materials, like so folders, like when we want to personalize, maybe you don't want to invest in like fully branded, hard materials, right? So you can get like we were using black folders for a long time, and we would design these like really beautiful stickers, and we would put the sticker on there. And that way, something changed with information, we can, switch those out, right? So, but anyway, the stickers we use the QR codes for our stickers there, and we would put them, like I said, in folders, flyers, books. I have a couple of books that I've put together for consumers for buying homes and listing their homes. And so we would throw those stickers in there. So that way, if they wanted additional information, they can click on that QR code and learn more. You can put these stickers on your business cards, postcards, handwritten notes if you're sending those out. And then, of course, another thing you can use with your stickers here, especially if you're putting it on other materials, is maybe linking it out to a get to know me video on YouTube. Number 4, we use, like I said, when I say we use QR codes in a lot of places, on everywhere, anywhere we can, we do. So if you have print and digital materials like flyers, postcards, marketing books, like we have a reviews book that we do for our clients, and it's probably 40, 50 pages of just literally all the reviews we've gotten as a team over the last couple of years. And as well as I have, our marketing plan in the back of that, it has a QR code as well. And then also I have I call it a humble brag, right? That's what you're looking at here. That's also on our website on our Get to Know Me page, right? So we have a printed version of that we will sometimes deliver to consumers. And what's great about it is because it's on our website, they can actually click on that QR code and go direct to that page on my website, and they can then watch those videos, watch or read the articles that I've been a part of or written. So all the things that I quote unquote, humble brag about, they can then go into our website and experience them, read them, consume them, watch them, whatever. Just verify basically what we're saying in print. So, and part of the thing that you also have to think about where QR codes are great is that sometimes like all the information that you want to give a consumer doesn't fit on one page, right? And you want to be able to lead them down like a funnel of information. So a QR code can be really great for how you utilize that. And like I said, we've turned like these documents that you see here, we've also turned those into flip books, right? Digital flip books. So what's great is if someone's clicking through that on their phone or website or on their laptop or computer, they can then also scan those QR codes and get taken to a digital version of whatever we're sending them to. We also, add QR codes for next steps, more information, requests for reviews, and more. You can also link these QR codes out to if you're doing city tour videos, meet the team videos, or meet the agent videos, interviews that you've done, as well as like testimonials. Like if you're collecting video testimonials, you can turn those into a link that you put on a QR code, and then you attach that QR code to a document that goes out to consumers and other people. And that's a great way, like I said, to then get more eyeballs on your content, as well as, like I said, depending on if you use some sort of capture, you can do that as well. Number 5. Number 5, we are at open houses, right? So are you using QR codes for open houses? So again, you can put a QR code on a sign. So imagine putting QR codes on your open house signs instead of arrows, and they can scan it and it gives them directions to the property, right? Wouldn't that be nice? You now don't need, 50 yard signs. You can maybe do half as many. And so that's one thing that you can use these QR codes. That's really cool. Again, you can also use them to SMS, email, or take to a registration page on flyers. You can use that to give the lead information or to give value to the consumer. Maybe you have some sort of giveaway or handout. I would use this to, you could do this for creating a Google Drive, right? Google Drives come with links, and you can put property details in there. You can put the disclosures, the MLS sheet, a property tour, all in that Google Drive. And that Google Drive can be linked to a QR code at an open house. You can say, scan this, and you can set it up as perhaps even a static where they scan it and it takes them to an email. And I'll show you an example of this. If you're scanning any my QR codes, I'll let you know when you get to an email one. And what it'll do is it will allow you to then capture their information via email, and then you can email them back out a link to the Google Drive. And you can set this up with automations in your Gmail so that when certain emails come in, Gmail does auto replies back out. And that's all seamless for you. And it's instant gratification for the consumer. It's less work for you. You don't have to think about it, and you control the content. And now you have captured their email. And what I love about email capture as opposed to the SMS is email, you get often their name, right? You get their information compared to on an SMS, you may not get their information and get a phone number, but you don't know who that phone number belongs to. So that is one way that you can capture information at open houses and bring more value to your open houses with QR codes. And then number 6, presentations and webinars. These are some examples of some presentation screens that I've done in the past where I had QR codes as a part of my presentation. As you know, I'll have one for you here today as well. But you can also offer links out to, again, whatever you want. I like I said, email capture personally for the reasons I talked to you about earlier, especially when I am talking to other agents. Most of us have email signatures. And so I get all of your information anyway when you send me an email. So just being fair and honest, right? Transparent. Um, but anyway, so you can then, when you get these emails, what I like too about capturing email as opposed to phone number is that you can retarget people with their emails, right? So you can send newsletters. I mean, we all get those great newsletters from Grant, right? Like as part of being in his circle. And you can also connect on social media and you can retarget through ads there. And also you can run ads, just PPC ads even against an email list. So, I think it's really great when you do events that you capture as much information as you can. But if you don't have a registration page on your website, maybe you don't have a website, although if you don't, come see me. I need to help you get that done. It is a great thing to have a place where you can, like I said, your database and your pipeline is everything in real estate. And so, sometimes if all you get is an email, it can still be a really powerful tool to getting, growing your database and working with more people. And speaking of presentations and webinars, one of the other things I would say, consider, especially in this new world that we're in, doing digital home buyer seminars or virtual home buyer seminars, virtual home seller webinars, things like that. Bring in some vendors and put on a really good 30 to 45-minute presentation. And at the end, throw up your QR codes. So as one of the ways that people can reach back out to you at the end of the event to see if they want to connect and learn more, schedule a consultation or whatever the case may be. And then last but not least, this is a throw out to my friend Gary Ashton. I don't know that he's ever done a QR code, but when I think of billboards, I think of Gary. And so, basically, I want to just inspire you that QR codes can pretty much go anywhere, right? You're only limited by your imagination. So it could be a billboard, a paid ad, an email signature. Put it inside of a video, right? Put it as a part of a video end card. Link it out to giveaways, learn more, lead capture, all those various things that I talked about. There's so many ways that you can leverage QR codes today. And, I just feel like, maybe a billboard might be one of them. I don't know. I think we'll see that if we haven't seen it already. And so with that, thank you. That is the end of the show. So if you want a copy, because this is meant to be a quick little tactical thing, and I'm happy to answer any questions people have, but if you want a copy of the presentation and a transcript summary notes, like maybe you didn't write down everything I said as quickly as you would have liked, I am going to summarize all the notes for you and I will email them to you. If you do scan the QR code there. And so that one is email me. So yes, I'm collecting your email as a result of that, but don't worry, I'm not a spammer and I'm just going to send you what you're asking for. All right.
Kendall, thank you so much. You
Yeah.
absolutely crushed that. I had a couple of questions that I
Yeah,
wanted to pop in and ask if it was okay.
of
Uh,
course.
one of the questions was, obviously you showed us all the ways that you could use QR codes, but wanted to ask, how have you seen this directly improve your business? Has it made things
Yeah.
more efficient? Has it made it easier on the consumer? Has it led to more contacts? What are some ways that you've seen QR codes positively impact things?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we definitely are getting clicks on the yard signs. And so what's great about that is it allows us to um kind of track and see how many calls do you get from your yard signs, right? So a lot of agents put their personal number, they don't have tracking phone numbers and things like that. So it allows you to kind of track like, hey, my yard signs are doing something, which gives you evidence and, feedback for the home seller, right? And we also get to see like, hey, we're getting eyeballs. Again, that's just evidence and fruit for the home seller. And we'd also will get, show me this house or contact
Mhm.
me registrations on our website. So it does actually help us pipeline. Um, Let me think what else. On the business card, I think too, it's also helped, especially the business card one, because like I said before, if you're not getting in someone's phone, um, I don't care how many business cards you've given out, no one's calling you from your business card. Like I get stacks of them and they just get stored somewhere. I never to be seen ever again. So it's helped us by getting us into our clients' phones and being a resource for them as they need. But I think it's also made things more efficient because
That was my
uh,
next question was,
yeah.
do you feel like it helps you all be more organized, and or is it hard to keep all that stuff organized?
The way our QR code program works, like it is all separated out and organized. It's one place, like me and my marketing team, like we can go to and be able to get statistics, data if we want, like feedback loop on, hey, this
Yeah.
this QR code's working, it's not working, maybe it's in the right places, it's in the wrong, or it needs to be in more places. Um, and so, and oh yeah, hey, we're seeing like, hey, we got a referral from that link. So and I like it too, just for, like I said, I do a ton of content presentations and I love helping out agents, but it also helps me be in contact with more agents as well and helps us connect. And I really appreciate that too.
That's awesome. Does it link back to your CRM? I know that you were mentioning that it pretty seamlessly links up with Gmail and maybe other email providers, but does it link back to your CRM so that it helps you create triggers and stuff like that, or not really?
So well, for the SMS one, right? I use my, CRM phone number. So that will pull them into the
Yeah.
CRM and I can leverage the CRM for that. The other thing is when you have someone via email, CRM, like if you have a CRM that pulls leads from your email, it will do that too, or connects to people who are already in your database, right? So it does do that. But I'm not aware. I have not tried to use it in a way. I'm trying to think like, is there a way that we've used it to CRM? Oh, another way is when you do registration page, like a link out to
Yeah.
registration on the website, that will capture it and feed it into the CRM or like schedule showings or something like that. So as when someone puts their information into our program via the CRM, the QR code, that does get captured into our into we use Follow Up Boss for anyone that's curious.
Everybody uses Follow Up Boss. That's awesome. I think that's super smart. I didn't think about it being connected to the phone number, but that does make it really easy, and then it makes everything seamlessly trackable back to specific contacts inside of the CRM. So this is awesome. I love QR codes. I don't use them probably as much as I should because most of the stuff that we do is virtual, but I use them religiously at live events.
Yeah.
So if we go to a live event, we're doing print material, we've got banners, we've got all kinds of stuff. We're using QR codes. And then I actually use it on my phone because people are always like, well, can I get your number? And we can talk. And so I actually sometimes will save it as a screensaver.
Yep.
So if somebody's like, hey, what's your number? I just say, here, scan my contact information. And then they scan it and it downloads my contact card right to their phone. And we use it in
Yeah.
other promotions and stuff like that, sales letters, but it's highly effective. I don't know why. Well, I do. It's actually easier. It's easier to scan a QR code than it is to go to your phone and type in a link. So it definitely
1,000%.
reduces the friction that can exist whenever we're doing marketing. Everything that we do in marketing, advertising, and sales is like let's just get this 1% improvement here and this 1% improvement here, and it always translates to an increase in sales or more success. And it sounds like you've mastered a lot of different ways to use it. So thank you
Yeah.
again for coming
You're
in here
welcome.
and talking. This has all definitely been recorded, so we'll make sure that we link this out to everybody, and I'll share it with you as well. And I just can't thank you enough. I know your time is super valuable, and you're doing a lot of different things. So I appreciate you spending 30 minutes with us to show us how to use QR codes.
My pleasure. Thank you, everyone. I, you know me in tech, so love it, love, love it, and
Yeah.
appreciate the opportunity to share with your audience.
Awesome. Thanks, Kendall. Thank you all. This has been an awesome episode, or webinar rather, for the Growth Hacks community. We'll make sure that we get the recording out to everybody, and excited for our next one, which is coming up here within the next couple of weeks. So thank you all. We'll see you later.